Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Confetti Conversations, and welcome to our 7th podcast.
7?
Yeah, this is number 7. I know, Hales, we've stuck at something.
I know, commitment is good.
Commitment is good, and actually, it's not just commitment. We really love doing this.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Like even the days when we're just like, oh, I don't really want to do it today. When we start it,
Yeah,
we actually really enjoy it.
and that was definitely today.
That was today. That was definitely today. Yeah. Yes, but we're here.
Mm-hmm.
We're happy to be here.
Yep.
We love doing this.
Yep.
And we are ready for another podcast. So, roll the intro.
Yes. Hello, and welcome to Confetti Conversations,
The podcast where me and my sister talk all things weddings, wedding planning, and married life.
I don't know what you're into saying. It's exciting.
That is exciting. You've got no idea what I'm going to talk about.
Not a clue.
It's because you don't do any research.
Oh, you stole the good websites.
Well, no, I just, I quite enjoy doing the research.
Yeah. Well, I look at stuff, but I don't write it down like you do.
Yeah, well, I think if I didn't write it...
it comes out.
Well, if I didn't write it down, then you'd be on a tangent talking about goodness knows what.
I think everyone would like that.
I'm sure they would, but it'd be a blinking long
podcast.
It'd be a very long podcast, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, well,
but anyway, yeah. So we're back again. A bit more wedding planning this time.
Mm-hmm.
We're back to sort of the informative podcasts. I've had a bit of feedback. People are loving this type of podcast because it's not just us telling you what we did and what we think works. It's kind of backed up by, different websites.
Yep.
So this is about choosing your wedding party. So we'll talk probably mostly about bridesmaids because obviously we both had bridesmaids or having bridesmaids, but all of what I'm going to talk about is relevant to whether you're going to have, best woman, best man, groomsman, groomswomen, best person. It doesn't matter who it is or what the role is. All of this can be, transferred across everything. So it all makes sense for everything. It's just that we specifically are talking about bridesmaids because that makes sense for us. But I will interject some bits and bobs, dependent on what we want to do. So we talked briefly last week in our questions episode, which sort of prompted this episode, about how we chose our wedding party.
Yeah.
So both of us kind of went with people that have always shown up, always been there for us. And that was really important.
Yeah.
And I think that has shown through our people.
Absolutely.
But it's not necessarily always easy to pick your bridesmaids. I certainly had some trouble.
Yeah.
Because I felt the pressure to narrow mine down. I felt like I shouldn't have 9 bridesmaids. I felt like people thought that was silly, but to me that was really important.
Sure, though, it didn't feel like there was 9 of us on the day.
No.
Granted, we did turn up to your wedding in a minibus with Mom.
But
But it didn't feel like there was loads of us milling around on the day.
No.
Like getting ready. But then we had the right amount of space.
Yeah, we definitely had a decent amount of space, which was really helpful. And I didn't have an even bridal party, so I didn't have equal groomsmen to bridesmaids.
Neither have we.
Because
we're the reverse. Elle got more than me.
Yeah, but it didn't matter on the photos because your photographer just balances everybody.
Oh, it looked great.
So that really didn't matter to me. So we didn't have an equal bridal party, but I don't think we needed to.
No.
And we will talk about that because that sort of comes up. So as we've said sort of multiple times throughout this podcast, is that whatever happens, it's what the couple wants.
Yeah.
Whether you want 15 bridesmaids, no bridesmaids, 25 groomsmen, no groomsmen, it really doesn't matter so long as you as a couple are happy with your decision.
Yeah.
And I think that is always going to be the most important part.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the other thing with bridal parties, you can really overthink your decision.
Yeah.
And you worry about, well, what if I'm not friends with this person in 5 years' time or 10 years' time? It doesn't matter. It's the people who are there for you right now, because your wedding is right now. It's not in 10 years.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're all there.
I think in that respect, you need to think, do I want to be friends with that person in 10 years? Like you do want to obviously be friends with all of your,
I don't want to lose any
you don't want to lose anybody, but it's like, am I going to put the effort in to make sure that I see this person for the next 10 years? Are they going to put the effort in as well?
Yes.
And then that's sort of a really good way of sort of cementing to yourself, those are my people.
I like that. It's a good way of thinking of it. Of mine.
Yeah. So the research today initially has come from The Knot, which is another sort of wedding blog kind of website. It doesn't have wedding planning tools necessarily, but they have a lot of really useful articles on there and just sort of help with, asking you questions about things to make you decide, basically, or help you decide, what it is you want for your wedding.
Cool.
So this is how to choose your bridesmaids with no regrets.
Love it.
So this is a really good point, and I've never thought about it like this, but it's rare to make such a public declaration of friendship.
That's so true.
It's not very often that you sort of very publicly say, this is my friend. These are the people that I rely on.
Obviously, people know who your friends are.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Never thought of it like that.
Yeah. So it is a very, very rare sort of thing to do. And it can feel quite alien to a lot of people, that feeling of, I don't want to, single out, these are my favourite people ever. Like it's quite difficult. But the best method for choosing your bridesmaids is how you chose your partner. Go with your heart.
That's cute.
Follow your heart.
Yeah.
They're your people, just like your partner's your person.
Yeah.
They are the people that you want there.
Yeah.
And I think that over everything.
Yeah.
There's different ways in this that, helps you to figure out whether those people are going to be there forever. But at that moment, when you're initially thinking about your bridesmaids, these are the people that are in my heart that I want there.
Yeah. I think as well, for me, it was an initial, who I wanted to tell straight away.
Yeah.
In fairness, they all knew it was going to be happening.
Yeah.
I don't think they knew exactly when, did they?
No, because Ellis didn't want people to know the date.
Yeah, for the pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they all had a good idea.
Yeah.
And it was, they were the people that popped into my head. Well, you and Charlotte were obviously there. But the others, I was like, I need to tell them now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I felt anyway.
Yeah. So like that, it shouldn't be the people that you have the longest history with, but the people that you're confident you can depend on today, tomorrow, and for years to come.
Yep.
And that's true because, some people that you've had the shortest relationship with are the people that you can depend on the most. It just depends on what, It just depends on what your life is like at the time when you meet them sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. But that's lovely. You don't need to always be the longest people.
No.
Just needs to be the people that you
rely on.
Yeah, you can really rely on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
So there's a couple of questions to ask yourself when you're choosing your wedding party.
Well, let's give me my answers, if they work.
Yeah, okay. So in general, these are all general questions first.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings you share a positive relationship, and would you like to include them in your wedding party?
No.
Ouch.
A joke. I have one, and it's you.
Yeah.
If I do this podcast with you, I'd definitely have you as a wedding party.
Yeah, that'd be awkward, wouldn't it?
Imagine. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
What is your sibling in-law situation?
He's a bro.
Yeah.
So he's best man.
Yeah. So I have a sister-in-law, and she was one of my bridesmaids.
Yeah.
And that was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
For me, because I have a really close relationship with her, and I was always going to have her as one of my bridesmaids.
And you ended up being hers as well, didn't you?
I did end up being hers as well. Yeah. So I think, for you, obviously you've got a brother-in-law. He is obviously going to be one of Ellis's grooms. Well, Ellis's best man. So yeah. What do you expect of your wedding party?
For them to turn up and do a balloon arch for the engagement party, like they did. We sat in here.
Yeah.
So literally surrounded by balloons.
Yeah.
We all stank of the is it latex? I don't think it's latex, but that
and the powdery
the
stuff
powder
is on your hands. Yeah.
It actually starts to burn after a while, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. The girls that live close.
Yeah.
You were all sat on the floor with me doing it.
Yeah. So for me, I expected very little of my wedding party because I was so sort of, I'd got it all in my own head and I knew what I was doing. And in hindsight, there's things that I probably would have delegated now, having known where, knowing what I need, what I could have done with.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been close to someone who was planning a wedding.
No.
So like, I never had that experience really of knowing what things might need to be dealt with.
Yeah.
And I think I just thought I could do it all on my own, which I did, and it was all fine.
Yeah, I think you could have probably done with delegating stuff on the day before, day of. Yeah. I think everything else you love doing so much that it's fine.
Yeah.
But maybe like on the day, like the vibe check kind of thing.
Yeah, I think I definitely could have.
You got a bit overwhelmed on the day.
Yeah. I think it all just gets a bit much on the day. But yeah, I definitely could have.
And I think
given more.
Yeah, that's what I've learned from you doing yours is that it's quite nice we're all staying in the same place the night before, whereas we were in the same hotel or close hotels, but we didn't wake up on the morning together, whereas we all will.
I think for me, I was so conscious of not putting pressure on people to be with me and to, you know, I was really conscious.
I'm going to need you all there,
but which is lovely. Yeah. And I really think that's a brilliant way of doing it. I agree with you, but I think because there were so many of them, which I wanted and I loved, and I never regret that. I think I was then guilty of being like, oh, it's fine, it doesn't matter because there's enough of you. When actually, if I'd have made those moments where I, you know, had certain people with me at certain points doing different things, I would have had a moment with everybody. And you know, that I think that is a brilliant one. Is, you know, what do you expect of your wedding party? Really write that list out of what you want them to do and what you want from them. And that will allow you to sort of have more time with those people.
I think for me it's partly as well who I'm gonna have. I want them to have fun. I expect you to expect is quite a big thing, isn't it? But I would want us to have a fun day through all of it, the day before, the day of, and I want those people that I've surrounded myself with to make it fun. And me not worry that they're going to be more worried about themselves than us all. I want it to be all of us having a nice time. That's a big thing for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's lovely. I think that's lovely. Are there any friends, cousins, etc., who you are close with but might not have the bandwidth to be in your wedding party? So you might not have enough room to be able to have them in the wedding party. Are there any of those sorts of people?
I don't think so.
No.
I think there's lots of people that I want to get involved in different ways.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they would have necessarily been like bridal party. They'd be like,
we'll come on to that, don't you worry.
Okay.
We touch on that.
Okay.
That comes later on.
Okay.
And then now you have on an individual basis, were you in their wedding party? So this is what you ask about each individual person. Yeah. Are they responsible? Will you be close to this person in 10 years? Will having this person by your side make your wedding and everything leading up to it more special?
Yeah.
So that's almost, I guess a lot of this is if you're struggling with choosing your bridal party, you can ask yourself these questions to sort of be like, is this the right person for me?
Yeah.
Is this, you know, is this person going to be there when I need them?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the sort of tips and tricks essentially, and a guide, I guess, on how to choose your bridal party.
Okay.
So start thinking early. You'll probably want to make this decision. I'm clearly more tired than I thought I was.
It's been a longer week than you think.
Yeah. You'll want to make this decision a minimum of 8 months before the wedding.
Interesting.
This will allow you to order dresses, try different dresses on, hair, hen parties, stuff like that. So it gives you a chance to sort of have the best, amount of time.
I think I knew the next morning, maybe.
Yeah. I think I was probably about a year out. I think it took me about a year. But this is saying a year is about ideal.
Yeah.
But a few months after the proposal, you're going to want to start to think about who you want by your side.
Yeah.
Dependent, obviously, on when you're booking your wedding.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to get married for a good few years, then you wait until, you're in a position where you're thinking about the wedding more.
Yeah.
But, like for us, we both got married in 18 months.
Yeah.
Less than for both of us. You're going to want to start thinking fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So list all of the meaningful people you might want to include. Now, this is people. This isn't just the girls that you want in your group. This is, whoever you want, the meaningful people that you want to be involved with.
Okay.
So you want to include your favourite people, and making a list of them will make it easier. You might find that putting it into categories like uni friends, childhood friends, family, etc., will help you to see where these relationships are weighted in the timeline of your life. Don't feel pressure to include people because you have selected someone else from that friendship group. You don't have to include everybody from one group just because you're having one person.
Yeah.
If you want that person, have that person. That's absolutely fine. Set your expectations, similar to what we've just talked about.
Yeah.
But that was sort of a quick answer, answering questions, quick fire to sort of find your wedding party. This is like your guide.
Okay.
So, setting your expectations. Determine the level of involvement you'd like them to have. This will inform your choice. It shouldn't be like a second job, but there may be some things that you need them to do. And if you'd like somebody to be involved, but they are super busy, just have an open chat with them.
Mm-hmm.
Have that conversation. And this is also relevant if you need them to pay for anything like dresses, hair, makeup.
Yeah.
You'll need to have that open conversation with them early on to say, this is what I would like, and I'm sorry, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Not sorry, it's your wedding, you can do what you like. But you say to people, I do need you to buy your dresses. I do need you to do your own hair. Is that something that you can comfortably do?
Yeah.
And then that is a conversation, but always being open is the most important thing.
And that's what I've done with the girls, is I've been honest and said, I will buy the dresses. Like I've budgeted for the dress. And I said, but for that reason, I'm not, because I wasn't going to have my makeup done. I still don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to pay for a makeup artist. But if someone wants to pay for one, fine.
Yeah.
And if a few of them want it, then fine.
Yeah.
Same with hair. I said, I am going to have my hair done, but as part of the budget, I can't afford to pay for other people to do it. But I actually like how the girls will do their hair themselves, but they've said they might pay for themselves to have their hair done, which again is fine.
I did the same thing. I did exactly the same thing.
And none of you have been like, well, no, I want you to pay for my hair.
No.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I think like this, set your expectations from the beginning. I said, because I had so many bridesmaids, asking them all to wear the same thing was going to be difficult. So I said, I'm sorting the dresses. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I'll find the ones that I like and I want, and I'll let you all try on the ones that you like. It was
out of fun those. As well, wasn't it?
Exactly. So I knew the style I want, the vibe I wanted.
Yeah.
But I just let everybody choose the one that they wanted out of the vibe I chose. Yeah. And then I said, but I would like you to wear your own shoes, buy your own shoes. I just said nude. And I didn't really care what everyone had different. Yeah. Everyone had different shoes on.
Most of us had floor-length dresses anyway, so you couldn't see.
He said, I'm not having a makeup artist. You can if you want. Yeah. And I had my hair done, and I didn't do it for anybody else. And I think so long as you're open with people and they're not thinking, oh, I'm going to have my hair done, and then it gets the day and you're not paying for that.
You hear about what people spend on bridal parties. Like, it's an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
We've been honest with our like the bridesmaids, we haven't even looked at suits or anything yet.
No.
But the girls know how much the dresses that we've chosen, but we'll come back to dresses at another time.
Yeah, we'll do a whole podcast on that.
But I've said, well, if we're going to have this one, which you all like, which wasn't the intention either that you were going to have the same, but anyway, regardless, I can't do anything else.
No.
I said, if it was cheaper, I could have done more.
But I don't think that's an expectation necessarily. I think if you want to do that, then that's something that you would have budgeted for, and that dress would never have been an option.
No.
So then I don't think anyone ever expects that. And I think if people do pay for hair and makeup, then that is such a lovely gesture.
Absolutely.
And that's amazing, but it's not something that is, I don't think, a necessity.
No.
Anyway, that again is a different topic. I think that we'll cover in sort
do
of
a whole thing on that.
Yeah. But setting your expectations and telling your bridesmaids what it is that you expect from them and what you are going to be paying for, not paying for.
Yeah.
That is sort of the way that you're gonna be, have the best conversations with them, basically.
Yeah.
So select your honour attendants. So
what's that?
Maid of honour, best man.
Oh, sorry.
I know it sounds funny, but that's how it was written, so I just did it.
Fine.
But at this point, once you've sort of found the people that you would want in your bridal party, you'll have a clear view of who these people are. Your best man, your maid of honour.
I sometimes think you probably know that first before the others.
A lot of people, yeah, I'm sure.
I think for me and Elle, it was a bit of a no-brainer with you and Harry.
Yeah.
Elle has got 2 best men.
Yeah.
Because of the role that Harry wanted to play.
Well, this is what this says is like it doesn't have to be one person, but divide the responsibility equally.
Yeah, and that's
so they each have their own responsibilities, the things that they're in charge of, so they're not treading on each other's toes.
Yeah, no, it's worked really well.
Yeah. Okay. Look at your relationship with each individual. Should you reciprocate a bridesmaid offer? Were you not in that person's wedding party, but now your relationship has changed? Does this person lift you up? If you're trying to decide, look at your relationship with each person. Highlight the qualities with these 3: dependability, longevity, and supportiveness. So essentially, with that, it's like, so for example, one of my bridesmaids, I was not her bridesmaid. She got married 10 years ago.
Yeah, we just had a party.
Yeah. And at the time, I would never have expected to be a bridesmaid.
No.
We were not.
We were so wanted to be invited.
Exactly.
Obviously, we were close with her.
But not as close as we are now.
No.
And I think, and then we've over the sort of past sort of 5-6 years got a lot closer. And it was a no-brainer that she was going to be one of my bridesmaids because she's always been there.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think, but when she got married, I was never going to be her bridesmaid. No. And that to me wasn't I can't have her because she didn't have me kind of thing.
Well, actually, probably more for me, one of my bridesmaids I wasn't bridesmaids for, and we've been just as close from 6th form to now. I don't think it's necessary. Maybe we are a bit closer now.
I would say you're closer now than when she got married.
Yeah, I probably see her a bit more, but it wasn't even a consideration for me that, well, I wasn't her, so I'm not going to pick her for me.
Oh, no.
I was like, yeah, it was just not even a consideration.
No.
So I get why some people may think like that, but for me, no.
No, I would agree with you. It doesn't matter. Sorry. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant, necessarily.
Yeah.
But I think those 3 qualities, dependability, longevity, and supportiveness, are really lovely qualities that I think we all look for in all of our friends anyway.
Yeah.
And then just sort of highlighting that when you're looking at them as bridesmaids is a really lovely way of thinking about it, actually. Yeah. Next, nail your numbers and be flexible. We've actually said this because I was saying how my
uneven.
Yeah. The number of bridesmaids doesn't matter as long as they are the right people. And this is funny, but I don't agree with this. But an old school rule is a wedding of 60 guests can handle 4 bridesmaids, and of 150 plus can handle 10 or more. But that's like an old school thing of like, if balance wise.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with. I think you can have 10 at 60 or 2 at, it like really doesn't matter. But it says rules are meant to be broken. So yeah. But an uneven wedding party is fine. They don't have to fill places. But if you are worried about it, talk to your photographer, like I said before, and she or he will help you sort of figure out what your photos are going to look like and whether it will still make sense. So yeah, that's a sort of a good one. Propose to your bridesmaids.
I loved mine. Not gonna lie, mine was really cute.
Yeah.
Yours was cute.
Yeah. I did all mine individually because all of my girls are individual. So I did like a group together because they're all together.
Yeah.
I did you first.
Yeah.
I did all my uni girls. I think I did one on her own because she happened to be here, and then I did the other 2 together.
Yeah.
And then you know, I did. I think I can't remember when I proposed to my sister-in-law, but anyway, I decided that I wanted to do a cute little box with some gifts and personalised bits. And you did a really similar thing, but you did it in a different way.
Yeah. So I had the girls all knew what it was. Yeah. Like, none of you were daft.
Yeah.
But you all came over here, and Mom, which was cute.
Yeah, it was cute.
And we had like a little charcuterie dinner.
Yeah.
Prosecco, little celebrate.
Yeah.
And it was nice to have everyone together.
Yeah, it was
straight away.
It was nice.
I loved it. It was so cute.
Yeah, it was
like
really
a lovely
cute.
day. That the kitchen all looked cute.
Yeah.
And charcuterie and boxes. And I really enjoyed making the boxes. I decided to do the bridesmaids boxes just because it was something fun for me to do, that I could start on weddingy stuff straight away.
I said this about the engagement parties, is like doing things like that allows you to sort of start the planning process and the creative side, especially like for me who's super, super creative.
Yeah.
Having that outlet of creating the bridesmaids boxes was just a really lovely way of being creative straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love mine. And I didn't spend a fortune on them. I also made one for Mom, and I made one for my mother-in-law as well.
Yeah. I didn't spend a lot on mine. Mine were, you know, I sort of got bits and bobs from Amazon, eBay, made a lot, and I just kind of
Temu for mine.
Yeah, and all it was just it was just a token thing.
Yeah,
like it was just a couple of little bits. It wasn't anything extravagant.
We'll put pictures up of them. I think I've got a picture of the one you gave me.
Yeah.
And I've got the pictures of what I made, and we'll put them up on Instagram when
just as a bit of like inspo for you guys if you're thinking about doing it. I would recommend it. It's fun and it doesn't have to be expensive. You don't even have to do that much.
And also, you don't need to do anything.
No.
You can sit down and have a lovely chat with them.
Well, this is what it says
and
here.
Do that.
No matter the method, your party will be thrilled.
Yeah. I did a little note and you did a little note, didn't you, to each of us? And that is actually the important bit.
Yeah.
I put a photograph of me with each person.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, and then I think that's probably where I got it from.
Yeah.
And a note on the back.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just made it all on Canva.
Yeah.
So it used my wedding fonts.
I did all mine on Cricut because I got all Cricut, don't know what it is, but all my fonts were from Cricut, whatever you want to call it. But I did exactly the same. Ours were very similar in sort of the ideas and all that kind of stuff. Just
There's
a little
only
bit
so
different.
much you can do with it, to be honest.
Yeah, and also in the interest of keeping in a budget, I didn't want to go crazy.
No.
I just wanted it to be nice and cute for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so this is how to pick bridesmaids if your friendship group is small. So it's common to have a small group as an adult. It's also common to feel like you have no friends you're close enough to have as a bridesmaid. But feel empowered to select that one special friend, sibling, or family member to stand up there with you as a bridesmaid. You can have your whole friendship group as a bridesmaid, or forego a bridal party altogether and just have everyone as honoured guests. Do whatever feels natural to you. Don't feel pressured by what you see on social media. Your wedding is about you and your partner. Don't let anything distract from that.
I think that's so true, that you've got to remember it's about you and your partner. I think you can hear so many horror stories about people having awful bridesmaids.
Being forced into have people as bridesmaids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's, well, you really should have so-and-so as your bridesmaid.
Yeah.
And then they end up being a nightmare, and moaning about this and making the hen party about them, and the morning of the wedding about them.
I was listening to, we both love Two Hot Takes, don't we, the podcast, and I think you're catching up, but the one last week, one of the stories was, am I the asshole for making my daughter pay for a bridesmaid's dress that she's not going to use, something along those lines.
Oh, right.
So there's two daughters. The one was getting married, and the 16-year-old wanted to be in the wedding party, and she wasn't originally. And then the mom and dad, or the mom definitely said, well, I'll pay for the dress if you include her. And this elder sister agreed and said it was fine. And then it came towards the wedding, and then the younger one didn't want to do it because she didn't like the dress and didn't like what it looked like on her. So they made her pay for it. As a 16-year-old, they made, I think it's about $1,000 American. I was like, God, just even that, it's not dramatic, really. For the bride, it's just a faff. And the parents are making her foot the bill.
Absolutely.
But God, you hear about people falling out, people turning up not wearing the right dress.
Not the right colours, or trying to sabotage other bridesmaids. Honestly,
just not being generally helpful as well.
And it worries you, because you think, obviously I surround myself, as do you, with the people that you trust implicitly, and you would, that they're there to make your, all of my bridesmaids made my day so much better. It was
whole planning.
What can we do? How can we help you? Everybody wanted to, do something, and we'll come around and we'll do this and we'll do that, and I was just always, I'm okay, I'm just happy doing it by myself. But that's the people that you want to be surrounded by, the people that if I had rang and said, guys, I can't get all this done, can you all come around and help me, they'd have dropped everything and been there. So those are your people. And I think, don't feel pressured to have everybody in a friendship group, because we've said this, because you feel like you should, especially not if you're in a small friendship group, and you feel like you want one person out of that group. If that's what you want, that's what you have. People will be happy for you because it's your wedding.
Absolutely.
Okay, how to pick bridesmaids when your friend group is big. If you have a large friendship group, your priority is likely to narrow down the bunch in a way that won't offend anyone. But if you can't choose them all, it's your day, it's your choice. Otherwise, keep your wedding party small. Whilst this may feel counterintuitive, it mostly prevents anyone from feeling left out. Smaller wedding parties make it easier to schedule events like the hen party. Maybe pick one friend from each area of your life and focus on one particular group. So that's sort of, for me, I guess my friends are all from, actually for you, you've almost picked like one friend from each part of your life. So each person sort of tells a story of a different sort of part of your life.
So true. So I've got school. I've got netball. I've got yard.
And you've got adult.
And an adult friend. That's really weird.
And
I hadn't thought of it like that.
No, that's actually quite nice.
It is lovely.
And I kind of similar, except for I keep quite close,
You've got, in my groups though, I've got bigger groups, and you do.
I keep small circles.
So you could have all of them from those groups. But if I was to have netball, there'd be 10 of them just from that. Well, actually. Probably more. Probably more. But
No, I think at the end of the day, it's the people that are going to be going to be there, and in a lot of ways have the time to do it, because it is a lot to be a bridesmaid, and it is expensive, and I think that is a massive consideration when picking your bridesmaids.
For sure.
This is a good one. How to communicate with your bridesmaids up front.
I feel like I do that anyway with my friends.
Good.
I feel like, obviously with you, we're very upfront. We see each other every day. Sometimes we have a little Barney. But fine.
Yeah.
And actually, the other 4, yeah, like I feel like I can just be like, like what's going on?
Yeah. I feel like if not everybody has those kinds of relationships with their friends, like a lot of people find it harder to sort of, you know, say certain things.
Yeah, but it may be because I'm like that with you, and you're one of the people I spend the most time with.
Yeah, maybe
that makes it. That's how I expect friendships to be with everyone.
Yeah, but I think, regardless, as we've said before, being honest with your bridesmaids about what you expect of them, financial commitments, time commitments, you know, all those kinds of things. If you say, for example, if you were to say, guys, that 2 weeks before the wedding, I'm going to need you all here to help me pack everything up ready to go for the wedding, then that's fine, and you've told everybody that, and then that's what happens. So I think being honest and making sure that, you know, you're, I guess honest.
I think
honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, sure.
Lovely. Right. Where are we now? This is a little bit, you know, a bit going back on what we've kind of said before, but I'll go over it quickly. This is from a website called Brides, similar to the Knot, that you know, kind of thing. So this is saying 5 steps to choose your wedding party, bridesmaids and groomsmen. Start with siblings. Emphasize reliability. You need to know you can count on them. Consider personalities. Will they all get along? Be mindful of budget. Think about feelings. Having fewer can be an easier way to make sure no one's feelings are hurt. So that's kind of a quick fire. Think about these 5 things, and that's sort of how you pick your wedding party.
Right, moving swiftly on.
Okay, so alternative roles for friends and family who aren't bridesmaids or groomsmen. Okay, ceremony readers.
Yeah, love that.
So this is just a chance for somebody to have, you know, do a reading if you wanted to honour them, but you don't want them as your bridesmaid, or they're not suitable as a bridesmaid or a groomsman. So, for example, you did mine, although you are suitable as
maid of honour.
You were maid of honour, but I wanted you to do that reading because it's, for me, it's a special reading, and I wanted you to do it.
Yeah, I don't think I've told you, but I think I found a different reading that I want you to do.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to share it here.
No.
But I might. Maybe I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. Number 2, officiant. So if we both have vicars, so we couldn't have somebody do the ceremony for us. But if you're having like a sort of a blessing or
like a celebrant.
Yes. Yeah. You can have somebody to do that for you, so that, you know, it's just more personal because it's somebody that you love who knows you really well. So that's an option.
Cool.
Musician or singer. Ask them to perform at the ceremony in some capacity, or as I did, I got one of my bridesmaids to sing my first dance.
You also had Mom's community choir sing.
I did, yeah. So our mom runs a choir, and she got her choir to sing,
and it was really cute. And Dad's in it, and he got up and sang too.
Yeah, Dad got into the choir and sang. He's going to hate us for saying that, but there we go. This one, I've never heard of this, but it was on the list. So, candle lighter. So if you're having candles at the altar before the bride and groom walk in, or the bride walk in, you have like a moment where they'll go up, light the candles, and then the bride comes in, which is quite a sweet thing. I've never heard of it before, but I quite like the idea of it. And that is one way that you could honour someone.
Yes, okay.
Ring bearer or flower person.
Oh yeah, they're cute.
So this doesn't always have to be a child.
No, I like the flower bros.
I do. I really love, and I wish if we could have had confetti in the church, we 100% would have done that.
And Perry and George.
Petals. Yeah.
Hilarious.
I think I would have got all of them to do it, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, Alice would have loved it too. Yeah.
I just love it. I love that. I think that is brilliant.
I like sometimes when people have like outdoor ceremonies and they're like celebrant like kind of things, and they do beer bros. Yeah. And they're handing out beers down the aisle.
That's cool.
I like that one too.
That is cool.
And I like it when grandmas do flowers.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Which is really sweet.
That is a really cute way of doing it.
Yeah.
That is a cute way of doing it. So, processional escort. So, you know, if sometimes people, when you're leaving, if you have it like planned out, we didn't really have it planned out. It was kind of like these people will leave, and then we'll sort of just keep leaving. And because it rained, we just had to sort of carry on walking around the church. Like we couldn't actually leave.
It was like we were doing the Macarena.
Yeah, it was a bit strange. But if you were to do a proper processional, then you could have, and you'd got like a grandparent who needed a bit of extra support. You could say, you know, can you make sure that you walk out with my grandma?
Yeah,
like you know, that's quite a sweet job to do.
Yeah.
Marriage license witness.
Yeah.
So we had my mom and Sam's mom witness ours, because it was nice for them to do some, you know, obviously they've got things to do, but they really appreciated that.
Yeah, I think it was sweet.
Yeah. Social media manager. So you ask somebody to have your phone for the day.
Yeah.
I think social media manager isn't really the right title for it.
Yeah.
But you basically give someone your phone for the day, and then just say, can you just capture as much content as you can?
Yeah.
Lots of photos and videos.
About getting content creators for your wedding.
Yeah, you can actually hire wedding content creators.
Maybe come on something like photography, but
we'll have a look at it. I'll have a look and see, because I've not looked at it.
Yeah.
And then there's Polaroid camera photographer, which I love this one. You give someone a Polaroid camera and just say, just take photos of everything and everyone.
You set me up with something that you wanted as part of your wedding, that video we made. And it still makes me my day.
Yeah, so you've probably seen the video, but it's like at a wedding with and it's all like one photo of every person in a pair of white glasses, and then you like band it together so that the white glasses almost stay on the screen, don't you?
Yeah.
And then the photos flick through. It's so good.
Yeah.
I really like that.
It was so hard to get in time, but I love that one. That was good fun, and also like it got people just a bit excited, a bit involved. I was literally running around the venue with a pair of sunglasses.
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah,
like put these on and smile.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was really good. It was really good. So anyone can fill any of those roles.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't really matter who they are. I filled most of those. I filled with bridesmaids and parents.
Yeah.
But you might find that you've got like brother and sister-in-laws, cousins, friends who you've known for a really long time, but you're not necessarily that close with right now, but you want to have them in your sort of wedding of some way. And you just want the people that, you know, mean something to you, and you want to honour them, but not necessarily put them in your bridal party.
Yeah, I think it's great.
So that...
Oh, one thing, sorry.
Carry on.
To interrupt you, one thing I've seen a lot more recently is someone being your something blue.
Oh, that's adorable.
So people have done it where like the bridesmaids are the something blue and they're wearing blue.
Yeah.
Or
like grandparents, or
ask your grandparents to wear blue. They could be your something blue.
That's lovely.
I know.
That's a really cute thing.
Yeah. So I thought it was quite nice. I don't know if everyone would think it would be like for them, but I thought someone being something blue is quite cute.
That is sweet. That is really sweet.
Yeah.
So that was how to choose a bridal party.
Yeah.
I guess it's completely independent. It's completely what you want and who you want and how you want to do it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no, you know, my way is better than your way.
Yeah.
It is, I think, based on a feeling. And I think it just depends on how you feel, and that feeling is the most important part of it.
For sure.
So I think that's probably it for that one, unless you've got anything else that you want to add.
No, I think that's it.
Great.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah. We haven't actually started confetti confessions yet.
No, we haven't had any.
So if you have a confetti confession, please, 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 please send it to us. We really want to start getting those involved soon.
Maybe you could do the first one. Maybe you could.
Oh, okay. Are you challenging me?
Yeah, think of one.
Okay.
As a wifey.
I'll think of a confetti confession for next week.
Yeah.
And I'll come back with my confetti confession. And then if anyone else has any, please let us know. Send them our way. We'd love to hear them. And we're just going to carry on going as we're going now.
Yeah.
Keep going with the wedding planning. Add some little bits in, like the questions that we did last week.
Yeah.
And just sort of carry on with Hayley's wedding planning.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. Right then.
11 months to go.
11 months to go. So, for now, I'm Philippa.
I'm Hayley.
And this was Confetti Conversations. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.